Hi, this is Kagi, and welcome to the High Fiber Diet. I have no idea what episode this is, and I know it's been a long summer since I have recorded. This will be my last video, I believe. I'm going to move back to audio. I prefer that format, and Sarge is going to join me. I am hoping to keep the same name. We will see. So welcome to my kitchen here in South Dakota. And let's get started. I'm not going to give any excuses as to why I haven't been here. Just going to tell the truth. I've been busy. Life has gotten ahead of me. The last time we talked, I had recovering from a broken back, and then I went into AFib for my birthday, and 2 days ago I had a heart ablation on all 4 parts of the heart to make sure I am good to go now. It's been a roller coaster. You can see Gandalf and Cupid. You won't see Spot. Unfortunately, Spot crossed the Rainbow Bridge earlier this year, and the boys are being okay. First couple days they missed him, but you know, it is what it is. He was my old guy. He was 14, so yeah, but you're not here for all the medical, and you're not here for the kitties, though they are cute, and my kitchen is sort of a mess, so sorry, it is what it is. But this was the first time I've been able to sit down, breathe, and think for a few months. I've been working hard at work and off for Sarge's surgeries and my surgeries and other things like that. And hopefully we're back on an even keel to get us through. So I have a pile of things here. And so we will start with, I'll just set this one right up here. We'll start with finished objects. One of our doctors, is going to be getting a new pair of socks. These are the pumpkin spice latte from Mustache Yarn. She did perfect sets, so they were matching. And I used a gingerbread colorway that I had in my stash for heels and toes. These were done toe up. These are DK weight slipper socks. And they were done on a size 4 needle. And I did, like I said, toe up. Toe up is not my normal way, but with DK socks, it's just simpler. Cast on 8 in a crazy 8 fashion. Expand up to 12 per needle. I'm a double point person. Excuse me, my throat is still from surgery just there, so I apologize. So I have 12 going around per needle. And come up, I just continued on up, and I didn't do a different cuff. I just did a 2x1 rib, and then I did a super simple cast off. This is an extremely stretchy cast off. What you do is you knit one, yarn over, knit a second one, take the yarn over and the knit stitch and pass it over. And so that's for the knit 2. And then the purl, you just yarn over, purl 1. And you continue all the way around. There's no special Judy's magic. There's no super, it's just a simple, easy, no flaring. These still need to be blocked. She only wears a size 6, so I have my large sock blockers out from the move, and my small sock blockers are still in a box, so I need to go downstairs and find them. Right now, I'm not up to that. Not allowed to do stairs yet. But I will get these blocked before I give them to her. We don't see her again until mid-October, which I thought pumpkin spice would be perfect for that. So this is finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is just a simple raglan, no pattern. Did it in very bulky wool. I still need to weave in one tail. but this was a wool that I found at Joann's, and I'd never seen it before, and I don't have the ball band anymore. Like I said, it's been a couple of months, so bad podcaster, no cookies, I don't care. But it's a simple raglan, and then I just did a slip stitch between colors, and the only color change I have on the sleeves was to a white because I ran out of the oatmeal color. So this is an oatmeal, a bright white, a rust, and a coffee color. And I figure with a pair of jeans and a pair of boots in the winter over a nice collared shirt, I can throw this on, and it's very simple. All of my changes were done in the back. I didn't care about keeping it without a slip or jogless because I was already doing the slip stitch. So it's a little bit noticeable, but not as it would be without the slip stitch pattern there. I did a simple 1x1 rib on all of the ribbing, and it fits perfectly. It's a little bit oversized, a little bit bulky. It's going to grow some with blocking. This again hasn't been blocked, and everything but that one has been wound in. But this was a super bulky. I want to say I used a 17 needle on this, so I mean really bulky. So over a nice linen shirt or cotton shirt, or even one of my silkies, the thermals, it would be fine in the wintertime. So where can I put this? Let's start a pile up here behind me. My third finished object is this bandana fringed triangle cowl. And you just throw it on. It's got a bit of a fold over if you want it. A little bit there. Fits wonderfully, great underneath a shirt. Very easy. You start one end in the back. You just continue, and you're doing a decrease and movement so that your fringe is all there. Now you are supposed to cut your fringe and make it two. I just let the fringe twist. I like the way that looks. And I just knotted it at the top. And it's a very simple cowl, and I think this is, oh, I can't even remember the colorway. I think it was a Christmas colorway, but I'm not sure. And I have very little of it left. It'll go into my my blanket. So that's number 3. Cupid, do not knock things over. Number 4 is a pair of socks for my sister. And she had sent me the Patons Kroy back a while ago, right before I broke my back. I wasn't able to knit for a while. I crocheted some, but just the weight of everything on my back I couldn't do. So these are 2 skeins. So this was the ocean skein and this was the blue jeans skein. I don't know if those are the correct. I think it's blue rag or something like that, but they came out wonderfully. They are an afterthought heel. These again have not been blocked. They're just off the needles. I need to get everything blocked. I just haven't had time. These I did on a size 1.5 double points, US 1.5, for a size 9 to 10 foot. And just like she requested for her Birks. And she lives in Arizona, so wears her Birks, wants socks, does not care about them in 100-degree weather. So since I was sending my sister something, I decided to make a blanket for my brother-in-law. The other one in this skein was done for my other brother-in-law. It was the circle. This one is just a granny, and it's a lap blanket done in very bulky. And this was the Karen anniversary cake. and I don't remember the colorway, but this will be nice on his lap in the lounge watching TV. And it's just a simple square, nothing major, but he'll love it. And so those are going in a box soon to go. And when Sarge saw that I was making Steven that, he asked for his own. So I found some stash yarn, and this is Premier Puzzle, and I have 4 skeins of it. And so his is going to be a little bit larger, but this is a thinner yarn, and I'm only doing it 1 ply. I am using an eye hook for this, and Sarge's blanket is about this big right now. And so when I can sit down, when it's not blazing hot without an AC, I do that. I have a feeling it'll get finished up this fall, and maybe it'll be a Christmas present for him, though he knows it's coming. But it's just all the shades of grays, and he really likes the tones on it. So, like I said, I have 4 skeins of it. And then I have more works in progress. Let's see. I have a couple things that I've ripped out that I'll show first. In my woof bag, I had started this skein. Don't remember the name of it. Galactic Jawbreaker, maybe? I had started that. I've done both a simple shawl I thought about, and then I was trying a pair of socks. And I really think with all the colors in this, because this is really, it's bright, it's obnoxious, it's clown barfy. You can see where I've taken it off and twisted up. I need to reskein it, recake it. But it just didn't work out. And sometimes yarns just, they have to marinate in your stash long enough to know what they want to be. And this one just hasn't marinated long enough to know what it wants to be. And one day I will get this made up. So another one that I had started DK socks for me, and I had started shorty socks out of Sweet Mountain Fiber, I believe. Sweet Mountain Yarns in the State Fair set. We had gone to the fair. We decided to go to the Demolition Derby, and the day we were leaving, this sock came into my possession, this sock yarn. It's DK. And so this is the State Fair with all the whirlies of the carnival and everything. You can see that I've taken it out of a sock. And this is the outline, you know, the colors that you see. And I'm like, okay, I have to have a pair of socks. The problem is I cast them on with a size 3, and I did 56 stitches. And that fit fine around the foot, but when I went to go into the heel, it wouldn't give enough. And so I have ripped these out, and these will be restarted on size 4s with my 48 stitches that I do, and make it easy and stretchy for socks. So yeah, and that is in my Alex Collins bag with my bee. And no, Sarge hasn't been beating me. That's just from yesterday's or day before yesterday's prodding and IVs and everything. So those 2 were ripped out. I have this one that I'm getting ready. Well, it has started. This I started while waiting to go into the OR. This is the size 4 needles, DK weight, again, the gingerbread, and I've got a cranberry. And I think for the top, I have a little bit left of the pumpkin spice. And so at the very top, I will do that, and this will be the heel again. I'm not sure. We'll just see. These are yarns that I got last year in a set. I think it was something mouse. I don't know. T-mouse? I don't know. I get so much that sometimes I just don't remember, and right now I haven't been in podcasting mode, so I haven't been writing everything down. I will get better, I promise. But those socks are going. And let's see. I think I might have started this the last time we talked. I'm not sure. This is Wicked Knitter in the Peach Blossom colorway, which is this loveliness. And I'm doing a modified ranunculus. And I like my top to match and be symmetrical. So I've done the lines that you're not supposed to do underneath, and I've done the same that I did on the top underneath. So like I said, it's highly modified. And this is a singles yarn. And after breaking for the arms, I did an extra set of increases all the way around. Now, I'm not sure if on these increases, if when I get to the bottom, if I'm going to drop those stitches and let them run up as if it was lace all the way through and let it be very A-line and floaty, or once I try it on and see if it's just A-line enough without it, which is those extra, I am making it longer. Once I am done with this first skein, which I only have this much left to go, I'm going to put it on holders. And I will pick up for the sleeves, and I will do, at this time, I plan on doing full balloon sleeves because I don't have any balloon sleeve sweaters. And so this will come down and be a full balloon sleeve down to the wrist. And then with my final skein, because I have 3 skeins of this, I will finish the body. And I know it will get past hip, so maybe not fully tunic length, but which I consider mid-thigh, but at least past the bum area. I don't want it cropped. I want it to be a full sweater so that I can wear it over the top of a tunic so that the tunic's just sticking out with some lace or something. I have, yep, this is linen and mohair, so it's going to drape nicely. I know it's not going to be overly warm, but it's going to be a nice feminine layer over the top in the winter time. So this is being held in my Mrs. Brown's bag. And then my last, which is one of my acquisitions also, is this adorable tomte bag. I love my tomtes. And this is made by, I believe it's one of the girls from something Pearl in Texas. I forget it. There's 3 ladies. Can't remember the name of the podcast. I was trying. But I decided to order that, and it comes with a yarn bag, ball sack, however you want to call it. And I started the, okay, what is it called? It is, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put it down here. I'm not even going to pretend. I was watching Vine, and she had started this, and she's doing it the way you're supposed to with 4 skeins. Nope. I decided to go with my Discovery of Witches colorways, which I have 2 sets of Discovery of Witches. Let's see, I think I have one in here that hasn't been pulled out yet. Let's see, yep. So right now I am working with the Desire set, and then I have the Absence set. And it takes about 10 grams to do one of these sections, and each one of these is 20 grams. So I added in another set of yarns. I don't think I'll use the yellow, but the other ones might be played with. And I also have this black sparkle that I can throw in. And the only one that I didn't like going in is this brown and yellow. It just didn't look right. In the place that I had it next to the red, it looked too much like scrambled eggs and ketchup, and that's just blech. I don't care what you think. I don't like eggs, so blech. But this is what it looks like so far. Let's see, am I on the correct side? There we go. And so you start with the center here and you work out in this triangle, and then you start adding. So this one was added, then this one, then you did a full repeat, and then now this one's being added. And you're only working on this little, it's like a travel knitting, because you're only working on that little thing, and you only need a little skein of yarn to do each little section. And the back of it, to pick it up, you slip stitch all along, and so you've got this nice even line where you pick up, so nothing looks really cruddy even on the back. And of course I've got to weave in ends, but so this has started so far, and it's been a light easy. It is a rectangle shawl. I'm just liking it. I don't know how much it'll go. You know, when I stop, I stop and call it done. But I'm hoping to get it all. I think there's 30 different segments. Calls for 4 skeins of yarn, so that's 400 grams. So we'll see how far I get. I may have to add in some other minis. It isn't as if I don't have enough minis in my life to add things in. Really. I have enough minis to sink a ship. So, I really like this bag. I like how it's held together. I really like everything that came with it. And then using some of my stash yarn. 90% of what I have is out of stash yarn right now. And of course that didn't stop me from getting other acquisitions, right? And that's how it goes, because God knows you can't not buy yarn. In fact, I already bought yarn this morning because yeah, they had a sale. So I am not showing you all the yarn that I bought because it's put away. But I have a couple out and a couple I wanted to try. And my granddaughter is turning 14. And so she's in need of some socks, and she washes and dries on, you know, regular washing machines. So I got some acrylic, and yeah, it's not perfect for socks, but I think she'll like them. I got from Premier Yarns. I think this is Premier Yarns. Am I right? Yep, Premier Yarns. I got the kiwi, the passion fruit, and the watermelon. And so they're going to stripe up just like that, and I'll be able to get her some socks out of this. Now Sarge says he wants the watermelon, but I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna fit his foot. So yeah, not today. Oh, I have one more project. I started this last night, and I was going to start the Galadriel shawl by Susan Pandorf. And I've had that in my stash and in my project library for ages. And I ordered this yarn specifically for it. It's from Hobby. It is rainbow 4-ply sock yarn. It is a little bit rustic to the touch until you wash it, and then it is amazingly soft. And it's sturdy. It's like working with opal, but much softer once it gets washed. So this comes in 229 yards, approximately 210 meters, 50 gram skeins. And so I had bought enough to do that shawl. Started the shawl. Still recovering from my procedure, I started the shawl. Yeah. Way too many twisted stitches for my brain to even think about. So that'll be done at another time. And I just pulled out the Silverleaf, I believe it's called. Silverleaf, and I'll put it down here. It's the Silverleaf shawl, and so you just start simple, cast on here, increase on one side, decrease on the other every 2 rows, and 1 increase per 2 rows. And so this is where I am right now. And of course I've got a long way to go before I start the pattern at the other end. And so this is another work in progress. And I've got a ton more work in progresses. This is just what I have out right now that I have been working on. So when I ordered that rust yarn, I also ordered a pair of Christmas socks for me. And this is out of Happy Toes by Hobby. And I don't know how long the repeats are, but they just scream presents and that kind of thing for me. So that's what I'm going with. And I'm going to be happy with them. And so these will be my Christmas socks this year. These are made out of, let's see, Copenhagen, Denmark, and made in Turkey. I don't think it has a colorway on it. Let's see. Color D5. How's that for you? I don't know. But they're going to be my Christmas socks, I think. If I still have sock mojo at that point in time. We'll just see. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of months. Like I said, I hope we're on the mend. I know I'm looking funny in the thing. I've forgotten how to podcast. And Sarge and I were talking. And in some ways, I love doing the high fiber diet, and I've been doing it since 2008 and many evolutions, but I tried this for the last 2 years, and it's not me. I feel like I can talk better and communicate better via audio. And maybe I'm just too self-conscious. I don't know. So I thought about changing the name of the show to In the Pursuit of Yarn. But the high fiber diet, he's like, it's your name that you've gone by for all these years. Just stick with it. And I'm like, okay. So I am going to be going back audio. I'll put something up saying that I've gone over. You guys can find me. All my sock mojo came in because I have picked up a couple of books. One I haven't used at all, but it gave me inspiration, and that is Operation Sock Drawer. And it gave me inspiration, but it didn't. I picked it up used. I picked it up a while ago. I think I showed it on the podcast. I guess just flipping through it right now worked. But what pulled me into it, and especially with the DK socks, was custom socks knit to fit your feet. And my problem with socks is always I cut them off just a little bit too short, or I have them just a little bit too baggy, or they're too tight, and I want socks that fit. And especially with Sarge, he's between a 14 and a 15 in socks, and that's not a huge amount. I mean, that's less than 1/8 of an inch in actual shoe size. You'd think it'd be much bigger than that, but it isn't. But he's got weird feet, and after having foot surgery on one of his feet, one is wider than the other, and so I want to know how to actually make it so that his socks fit correctly. And so this book, and this is by Kate Atherley, I think that's how you say it. It has all of the information on how to do the basic patterns, going back to basics, sometimes taking that step back. But it's also how to take your measurements exactly where you need to take them. The only thing I disagree with is on double points, it says work with 4, not 5, and I like my 5 needles. I don't like 4 that I get ladders. So this book has a lot of information though, and to the point of doing the shoe sizes, when I looked at the women's shoe sizes for the therapist doctor that I was doing, I looked and I found that a size 6, I didn't know that the length of a size 6 shoe is 9 inches. That's the foot. So the sock length needs to be 8 1/4 because you want a percentage off. And I knew that mine as a size 10 is pretty much 10 inches. And it's right there, so I always go 9 1/2, and this is saying 10 1/2 inches and 9 3/4. So everybody's foot's a little bit different. And that's probably why nothing fits. But one of the pairs that I want to make is this pair of lacy socks, and if you know me, you know I'm not a pattern sock person. I like my plain socks. I like the yarn to do the talking, and it's called Secret and Lies, and I want to do that up. One day I'll get to it. So 2 sock books. I've been doing a lot of research. And I've also pulled out for the sweater I'm working on. I also pulled out Elizabeth Zimmerman's and looked over her percentage system and, you know, things like that. Just because you have a pattern doesn't mean you have to stick 100% with it. And as always, I have a gadget at the end of my recording, and this week's was nostalgia. It is 100% about what was and what is. I needed some folders for work. Anybody else remember these? Peachies were my favorite in high school. Wrote all over them. They still have, and these now come in different colors. When I was in high school, this was the only color you had. But on the inside, it's still got the multiplication table, the measurement tables, the conversion tables, meters to yards to, and so I'm going to use one of these for going forward with my show notes. I'm going to start doing reamed paper. I'm terrible at show notes. I'm terrible at keeping information, but I'm a little bit better at it when I am doing audio, because I can write everything down and use it as a keynote for speaking. But yeah, so I guess watch for me. Sarge and I are going to hopefully record in the next 2 weeks. I don't see it being weekly like it used to be. It was just too hard to find a spot that didn't have everything messed up and be able to record. I don't know how people do it. My house is not perfect. I am a terrible housekeeper, so at least I admit to that, right? So until next time, check your checkbook before starting your high fiber diet. Bye-bye.